before work, a little stream. Little stream before work. Oh, man. See Trump on Gutfeld? It was pretty funny. Watched that last night. They said he had a crazy rally in New York last night. I ain't got to watch it yet, though. Them rallies are so long. Can't watch every one of them, damn. He says he's going to win New York. I doubt it, but I guess we'll see. If I was a betting man, I would bet no on that. I would bet no. But it is an interesting time in the country. We have real problems in the country. I just don't think liberals like a lot of these liberals live in red states. Like Junie lives in Texas. So like he's not in these like blue he's not in like a blue city dealing with all these illegals filling up hotels and all this stuff. Like it's so funny, these guys, like you talk to them and they're so liberal, and then you find out they live in a red area. And it's just funny because, well, clearly you're not dealing with it. You're not dealing with all the problems that come from liberal leadership. Like you're a little insulated from it. Even I am. I'm in a red state. You know what I mean? So we're kind of insulated from, like, if you go to blue places, the gas through the roof. Like everything's even more expensive. I seen a video yesterday of Los Angeles with the guy went into the store and everything was locked up. Every item in the store behind glass. You got to go get somebody to get it. It's crazy. We have stuff like that here for like but then again, I know stores you go to, the baby formula is sitting out. If you go to places where it's like, a more rich area where, you don't see all this stuff locked up. It's funny. And people want to pretend. It's like when you go to a store, every time you see one of these videos, they go to a store, they got black hair care products and they're locked up. And then you see some long video about how racist it is. And I mean, they're telling on themselves when they make those videos. It's just like these guys that make these posts about girls and makeup and shit. Like all these people are telling on themselves. It's so fucking funny. Like, brother, if they're locking up products in a store, it's because they're getting stolen. That's why they're doing it. It got nothing to do with racism. I promise you, bro. I promise you, none of those workers at that store want to make their job harder because of racism. You know what I mean? Nobody's doing that. Now, if you talk to some of these liberals like Junie, that's what they would say. They have a childlike mind. He has a childlike mind. He's too old to have a childlike mind. He's older than me. Very childlike mind. When you think of the world like a child, I don't see how you get up every day. There's no way. There's no way he goes to work every day and can think like this. There's no way, bro. I told him yesterday, I think he's just trolling. I think you're just saying stuff for attention, man. And I said, if you're going to do that, might as well do it live. What's the point of doing it in the private DM? It's a very weird thing. Very weird thing. It's also weird to lie in a private conversation. To me, it's an odd thing to do. I'll never understand that. Who are you lying for, by the way? Who's watching this? It's just me and you in here. Reminds me of my ex-wife. Used to say that to her all the time. Like, who are you lying to? Because I know the truth. And it's just me and you standing here. So why are you lying? Why are you bullshitting me, man? I'm right. Who are you trying to fool that's in the room? Who is the third party that you're trying to fool? Because when you're lying to someone and you know that they know you're lying, I don't get it. People are going to have to explain that to me. I don't get it. Can someone break that down to me? Like, what do you think you're accomplishing in the argument? Brother, once you're figured out, you gotta tell the truth. I don't get it. I don't get it at all. I get lying and there's like an audience and then you got some people you're trying to fool or whatever. But when it's just one on one, and I'm telling you, you're not fooling me. You know I know better. Stop it. You just keep going. You keep going. Why? And you ask them and they're like, I'm not lying. And you're like, dude, come on, dude. They must really think they're not lying. It's the only explanation. They must really believe that shit. I give them the benefit of the doubt that they're smarter than they are. Like they're just trying to mislead for some reason. Whatever they think in their crazy head. No, they're really just stupid. That's the simplest explanation to this. They're just a bunch of morons and they really believe this shit they say. And well, then it all makes sense. My bad for giving you the benefit of the doubt that you're smart, that you have some intelligence. Clearly, none of you do. Clearly, none of you do. Chemically, what are you talking about? Now I'm gonna smoke his blunt. And then at about 12 o'clock, probably about 11:30, I'm gonna leave and go to work. That's what I'm gonna do. I work till 9. Go in there and hope they didn't. There ain't a mess in there. Yeah. Probably will be. That was pretty good. How nice. How nice. How are they allowed to how are they allowed to use Scooby-Doo's likeness on this and not get sued for it? It's so confusing. I thought that's illegal. Is Scooby-Doo in the public domain now or something? How can they have this Scooby-Doo and Shaggy on the... Who knows? Junie tried to run for the hills the other day. He was like, I'm going to take a break. I'll see you around the election. Like, I'm telling you, dude, like, it's rough right now being these people. It's rough. Like, they're doing a pretty good job of covering it up, but I see through it. Like, they ain't happy about Kamala, bro. They ain't happy about this. And Trump's going to win, and they know it. They know it. They feel it. And they hate it. They don't want to discuss it. They don't. That's the thing. Like, it cracks me up because he's like, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. He keeps saying all this stuff, and oh, you're lying. And I'm like, well, it should be easy to make a fool of me then. But he won't. Hey, hell, he was getting slapped around by Raven the other night. That's what I'm saying. Like, getting slapped around by people in the chat. You're not even able to hang with them. He keeps wanting to argue old shit too, like shit that's, he want to argue about Russia, bro. And it all fails, and so they go back to, well, he's a felon. You're voting for a felon. You're voting for a fucking felon. Guys, that's not gonna work, dude. So y'all can keep saying that dumb shit, but like, as I've explained to you many times, Trump's not a felon because you all trumped up some charges against him. We all know it's political. Even if you don't like Trump, you have to admit that's political. That's just... I mean, if they did it, like if Trump did it, if Trump wins and he does it to like Biden and shit, oh man. That's what I told Junie last night. I said, careful, Junie. Careful of what you're saying right here, because this will be used against you in the future. Because if Trump, and I don't believe he will, but if Trump decides to have trials and stuff and go after his political opponents like you have done, you're not going to like it. And you're going to sound just like me right now. So be careful. But see, a guy like that doesn't have the brain power to understand that. He doesn't understand that the tables might turn. And he might have to use my arguments. And then I'm going to say, wait a minute. Whoa, wait a minute. Convicted felon. Whoa, no. By the way, didn't every one of you support George Floyd? Didn't you march around? Wasn't George Floyd a convicted felon? Didn't he stick a gun against a pregnant woman's stomach and rob her? And you burnt the city down for him, so I'm a little confused about the felon thing. I mean, you all love felons. If I sit here long enough, really thought about it, I could come up with a whole list of felons you all have supported. Because I remember you're always supporting fucking pieces of shit. You guys love criminals. You love them. You love criminals. Oh, you keep letting them out to run loose. They crack me up, though. They're like, if you want to vote for the convicted felon... They act like all this bullshit works, dude. All this stupid shit they say. As if anybody's falling for that. Now, that's their only talking point they got, by the way. Go argue with one. Go argue with a liberal and you tell me what they say to you. They don't have any arguments anymore. They're just screaming about convicted felons. I told Junie, make the case for Kamala, and all he could talk about was convicted felons. Make the case for Kamala. Because all this silly bullshit means nothing to me. Convicted felon, all that. I know that's all bullshit. I know it's all political. So, spare me. Spare me the bullshit. Because that's all I'm going to say to you. I'm going to say, hey, it's political. I know it is. And that's all I got for you. I'm not going to pretend that all these trials are real and they're going at... I mean, no. Sorry. That's what I'm saying. I wouldn't be shocked if they put Trump in prison, because then they can go, you're going to vote for a guy literally in prison. I just see them doing shit like that. I mean, they're going to try to kill him twice, and then they try to kill him, and then they sit on Twitter and say, no, nobody tried to kill him. There was no assassination attempt. You heard Junie the other night in that space. I was like, Junie, why was that guy in the bushes? Oh, I don't know. Junie, why was that guy sitting outside Mar-a-Lago in the bushes or wherever he was, whatever golf course he was? Why was that guy in the bushes waiting with a gun? I don't know. Oh, you don't know. That's why I started calling him a troll. That's why I said, man, you must be trolling, man, because the stuff you're saying is just so weird. And then he's like, what's wrong with you, man? I don't understand. What's gotten into you? Like, he tries to play these weird little games that don't work. And it's just cringe to watch him try. He tries to act like I've lost my mind because I'm, like, asking him legitimate questions. And I've lost my mind. They try to assassinate Trump, and I'm like, and they try to kill him again. He's like, what are you talking about? There was not an assassination attempt. It didn't happen, Smokey. This is 1984, bro. Where they tell us to deny what we see. Lex Friedman is doing a podcast on communism, 3 hours on communism. I told Junie, I was like, y'all listen to it, man. You'll learn something. Oh, I'm not listening to Mr. Softball. I guess he doesn't like that he interviews people and doesn't ask them the questions that Junie wants to ask them. These people crack me up. Like, if you want to interview people, then you go interview people and you ask them the questions you want. You'll get mad that a dude decides to ask questions he wants. By the way, not everybody wants to ask hard questions. Some people just want to have a normal conversation, ask normal questions. And some people are smart enough. Now, I know this is going to go over a guy like his head, but some people are smart enough to realize that there's no point asking those questions because you're not going to get an answer. And all you're going to do is piss the guy off, and he's just going to get up and leave because that's just the way it goes. And these questions aren't getting answered. Therefore, no point in asking them. Let's ask some other questions, and maybe we can get some other answers. But we're not going to get answers on these topics because he's just not going to talk about it. Now, a person with sense, a person with a brain, can fully understand what they can ask and what they can't. They know very well. And it's probably discussed before the interview and everything. And, well, if you ever want to interview that guy again, well, you better abide by the rules of the interview, because if you hit him with some shit in the interview you didn't say he was going to do, then he's never coming back. So, God forbid somebody decides to, not have the hardest, And by the way, they always want hard-hitting questions, but not a liberal. Don't ask a liberal any hard-hitting questions. No. We wouldn't want that. So excuse me for thinking you really want people to be asked hard questions. You want your enemies to be asked hard questions. You do not want your allies to be asked hard questions. Camala Harris ain't even been doing interviews. I seen a graph of all the interviews they've all done, and Trump and Vance is way ahead with the interviews. These motherfuckers ain't doing shit, bro. But I can't blame her for not doing a lot of interviews because she's a terrible candidate. The more you hear her talk, the more you're going to go, whoa, can't vote for this bitch. That's just the reality of it. I've listened to her talk so much. Like, I've watched some of these interviews with her, and it's just like, oh my God. And then you listen to Trump, and it's just, Trump comes off like a normal person. He's more normal than these fucking other people. Like I said yesterday, make the case. You had all these guys in here screaming about Trump. Make the case for Kamala. You guys are forgetting you got to make the case for Kamala. You're still trying to run off Trump hate. And I'm telling you, man, the hate for Trump is not what it was 4 years ago or 8 years ago. It's less and less every day. Every day. Every lie you tell. I've been saying this for years. Every lie you tell is a mistake. Because you have credibility and you've been chipping away. You've been chipping away at your credibility for 8 years. Now, what do you think it's at now? It's not good. But that's your own fault. You've been chipping away at your own credibility for 8 years. It boggles my mind to watch people chip away at their own credibility for 8 years. For what exactly? To support politicians that don't even care about you? You get up here and lie for these motherfuckers. Why? Well, I'm not lying. It's just like, man, yeah. It's hard to talk to somebody who can't admit that they lied, especially when you proved them wrong right to their face. And then they try to play these little games, these little word games or gotcha questions. It's all silly, man. Have a real conversation with a person. Stop. If you listen to Junie talk, it's all gotcha questions. It's all gotcha games. It's all that bullshit constantly. He isn't willing to have a real conversation because he's not interested in learning anything or understanding why you think the way you think. I'm beginning to think he's just trolling. Like it's just an act to get attention. Because, man, I mean, some of the things he says are just silly. He said Joe Biden would go down as the best president ever. Come on now. That's just silly stuff to say. You're a 38-year-old man acting like this, man. People trying to have a normal conversation with you. You a 38-year-old man acting like a fool, man. Acting like a child. And you got the nerve to say anything about me, man. You act like a child, man. It's a very serious time, and they keep acting like little kids. I just don't see it as I don't see how they win. I don't see it. Country's in a serious situation, and we're looking for the adults in the room, and it ain't these people. These are not adults. These are children. They don't take anything serious. Their responses is their response to serious things is just to laugh at you. I think it's a big joke. Oh, all these Haitian migrants. Oh, who cares? Oh, you're just racist. Oh, they're unserious. People have real concerns and they're voicing their concerns, and you guys are just calling them racist and rolling your eyes about it. You're unserious people. You're not adults. It's a 38-year-old man-child, 38-year-old grown child. That's the way I view him. I mean, that's the way he speaks to people. At least on the internet, that's the way he speaks. And he's too goddamn old to be acting differently on the internet. He's not a 12-year-old. You know what I mean? He's too old to be getting on the internet acting this way and then acting normal in real life. Just act normal, bro. You're 38 years old, bro. Act normal, bro. But I know they have nothing to run on. I mean, when you talk to them, well, I'm not voting for a felon. That's their go-to line. I seen videos today. They were all saying it. He says it all the time. They all say it. It's all they got is that fake felon crap. And what he doesn't seem to realize is nobody is buying into that with a brain because everyone can see it's political. These are the same people that said, well, you can't lock Hillary Clinton up. Well, we all know Hillary Clinton is a criminal. We know she's up to no good. She's done some stuff. We know. We know all these politicians are up to stuff. We know that if it was us, we'd go to jail for some of the stuff these guys have done. So we ain't stupid, man. And liberals want to keep talking to us. People dumber than us want to keep talking down. This is the funniest shit. People dumber than me try to talk down to me. Or some guy pretended, yesterday he pretended, I have the moral higher ground. I'm the moral one here. No, you're not. First of all, you hate half the country. You would openly cheer as half the country was executed. 100% you would. No doubt in my mind. This is the way you talk about people who vote for Trump. If you could get away with killing us all, you would. You're not more moral than anybody. These people are in bad shape, man, because I mean they put themselves here voting for Biden. I told them. Me and Junie had debates about this. I told him what was going to happen. He knows I told him. He doesn't want to admit it, but he knows I told him Biden was going to be bad. I told him the gas would go up. I told him the food would go up. I told him by the time we roll into 2024, it's going to be real hard to push these candidates you got because things are going to be so bad. And we're here now. And everybody knows I called it. They can sit in denial all they want. Doesn't matter to me. Sit in denial about it. And if you vote for Kamala Harris, she will be worse than Biden. I've been right about everything I've said, so go ahead and do it, I guess. Go ahead and vote for Kamala. Let me know how it works out. I don't know. I would listen to the guy that called everything. I'd be listening. I would be like, oh, damn, I got to vote Trump. Biden got into office and everything got worse. And when you talk to a liberal, you know what they say? Well, that's all Trump's fault. Man, come on, man. You know, I've noticed it's never Biden or Kamala's fault. That's another thing. That's another piece of advice I would give some of you if you want to be better at this. Notice me. Let's compare me to you. How many times have you heard me bash Trump? I've bashed Trump a ton. I didn't even support him during the primary. So it's hard to paint me as some Trump cultist who just loves Trump and just kisses his ass. No, I've attacked him. I've done whole streams attacking the guy. A Trump cultist does not attack Trump. That's the one thing you'll notice about a Trump fanboy. A fanboy does not attack. If you've learned one thing on this channel, you should know by now that a fanboy does not attack what it's a fan of. Ever! For any reason. No negative comments. It can't be done. To do it would make you not a fanboy. You need to understand what a fanboy is. And you should by now have explained it to. I've documented it. I've shown you examples of a fan versus a fanboy. You could be a fan all you want. It's okay to be a fan of things. There's nothing wrong with being a fan. You could be a fan of Trump. But you don't need to be a fanboy. Junie is a Democrat fanboy. He will shield and lie for them. And when you're a fanboy, you end up saying crazy shit. You just say crazy shit that just makes no sense. Like Joe Biden's the greatest president ever. Oh, good Lord. I said Trump was the best president in my lifetime. Remember they had a nervous breakdown. And then we broke it down. It just made sense. Well, Bill Clinton, W. Bush, Obama. I mean, those are your choices. It's not really a great lineup. Now, a lot of them would like to say Obama was up there. I think Obama was presidential. I think he looked good up there, sounded good. But if you look into some of the policies and stuff, it's not very good. And I think a lot of the division in this country really started with Obama. I think he pushed a lot of the racial stuff. And I think a lot of that really got kicked off with his presidency. I mean, look what he did in Flint, Michigan when he went down there and he pretended to drink the water. Remember that? The thing about Obama is at the time he was president, you probably wasn't even that into politics. So you was probably not paying much attention. So you was caught up in propaganda about Obama. That's why a lot of us look at Obama like, oh, he's all right. Because you're just caught up in propaganda. Now you're not. Now you're aware of it. Back then, he was just like, whatever. He was arguing about a color of a dress or something. He was playing Call of Duty 4 or something. And the media is going to shield for Obama, especially Obama. Oh my God. They're going to shield for him. So you're not going to get the facts about him. I mean, they still act like Obama had no scandals. He had no scandals. Come on, bro. Come on. He didn't do nothing. You telling me he didn't do nothing in that White House? He should have done nothing? He didn't do something that's a little fucked up? Really? Really? You're going to believe that? See, that's just a naive child to me. It's like I try to explain to Junie, man. You know, I don't need to see evidence of everything. I'm a grown-ass man, you know? I know that Trump probably did some stuff in the White House that, you know, he shouldn't have done. Like, this is power, man. These are people in powerful positions. They ain't going to get everything right. They ain't going to say everything right either. So when you pretend that these people are perfect, like they do Obama, and like they're now doing with Kamala, come on. And then they try to project it onto me. Brother, I didn't even, that's like I told Judy yesterday. He was like, you're in a cult, dude. You're a MAGA cult. And I was like, brother, I didn't even support Trump during the primary. What are you talking about? I have said tons of negative things about Trump. Find me a clip of Junie saying anything negative about Kamala Harris or Joe Biden. It doesn't fucking exist. These people that shill for these people got the nerve to say anything to me. Look in the mirror, man. You've been shilling for these people for years. Documented. Junie was telling me this morning, he goes, inflation happened all over the world. You know that, right? I said, Junie, me and you had a conversation about inflation on the live stream. It's recorded. People can go back and listen to it. We talked about this. Why do you do this? I don't get it. Why rehash the conversation? We've had it. Move. That's what I mean. Like, move on to the next thing. At the end of the day, agree to disagree on this and move on. You know what I mean? Agree to disagree and let's move on. We've beaten this into the ground, man. It's like abortion. I don't want to talk about abortion. I don't want to talk about transgender. We've beaten it into the ground. It's been discussed. There's nothing more to say. Move on. It's like a crutch these people go back to when they're flailing. What about abortion? I don't want to talk about it anymore, bro. I've talked to you. I feel like I've defeated you on it, and I'm moving on. I get that you lost and you want to keep talking about it, but I don't care. Speaking of abortion, though, there is a story going around. Some woman in Georgia died. Now, leftists are trying to paint this as she died because she couldn't get an abortion. That's not true. That's not true. What killed her is she took abortion pills. She took abortion pills, and then apparently she went to the doctor because she kept bleeding or whatever, and something went wrong. And the doctor wouldn't see her or something, or no, like she wouldn't go to the doctor because she was afraid of getting arrested, or the doctor wouldn't see her. But it's all bullshit, bro, because she would have not been arrested. You know, there was no, you know what I mean? Like, liberal media scared the fuck out of her to the point where she didn't go get help because she thought she'd get arrested, or the doctors thought they'd get arrested. And it turns out that that was never an issue. And she would have been fine to get treatment. But they're painting it as, well, she couldn't get an abortion, so she had to go get these pills. And Ah, brother. Maybe we should grow up a little bit and we should figure out why so many women are so afraid to have a baby and what's causing that. Why are women so afraid that they're willing to go and take these pills and do all these things instead of just having the baby? What have we done to women? That should be the question. What have we done to them? They think this way now that I just got to kill my baby. I can't have this baby. Or maybe it's a problem with you men because you don't stick around and raise the child. What is it that scares these women into they're not going to have these kids? That's the real question we should be asking. Not how do we make it easier to kill these kids? That's not the solution. We should be looking to stop these things from happening. Now, we have plenty of things to stop unwanted pregnancies. We have condoms, we have birth control, we have a lot of things for that. So there's a lot of prevention things. See that right there? If you was arguing with a liberal, you know what they'd say? They'd say some obvious dumb shit to you. They'd say, well, those aren't 100% though. Those aren't 100%. So as if you don't know that. That's what I mean. Like when you talk to these people, they talk to you as if you don't know anything. And you know more than they do. They have no right to even be speaking. I find it insulting. You have no right to even be speaking to me like that. Like, humble yourself, little boy. Humble yourself. Because we've debated like 30 times and I've won every single one of them. So you need to humble yourself a little bit. You do not know more than me. So that's the first step for you is you have to admit to yourself that you don't know more than me. Then we can move on because you got to quit telling me obvious. It's nothing worse than talking to a guy and he keeps stating the obvious. A true intelligent conversation is you never have to state the obvious because we both know that already. And you know, I know that, and you know, because it's just fucking common sense. It's just common sense. Like you see that I'm a grown ass man and I'm old and you know that I know these things and there's no reason for us to have that conversation as if we don't know anything. We're both adults here. One thing I've noticed about liberals is they speak to people like they're children, and this has to stop. I see them do it in real life too. And I call them on it in real life. I'm like, you need to stop speaking to people like that. Stop with that tone and that way of talking. I am not a 12-year-old. I'm not your child. I don't need to be spoken to like a child. It's a bad phenomenon going on there. There's a lot of people who do it, man. They're weirdos. I don't talk to people like that. I talk to people like they have sense. That's actually my problem because I'll talk to people and then I won't, it's like I just assume they know things and it's common sense. Like, come on, man, I don't need to tell you this. And then like it happens. It used to happen at work all the time when I was a manager. It's just like, oh my God, you don't know anything, do you? What the fuck, bro? Like sometimes you got to tell a guy something and it boggles your mind that you had to tell him. You didn't know that? To me, I just thought that's something we all know. I'm learning that y'all don't know all the stuff I know. It just, and some of the stuff is like I thought everybody knew it already. And I learned that you don't. None of you know anything. I'm like, hell, that's common knowledge. Well, not to this, not to this motherfucker. It ain't. He's not common. He's a retard. Retards aren't common. You'll see that every day. He's a special kind of idiot. It's like it's like the felon thing. That's a perfect example of it. Well, Trump's a felon, and then you go, okay, man, look, I don't believe Trump's a felon. Here's why I don't believe it. Because it's all political. You got liberal judges They're out to get Trump. They're out to stop him. Well, Trump told you to believe that. No, no, I don't just believe everything Trump says. That's what I'm saying. Like, if you actually watch my streams, why would you even say that to me? Why would you say something like that? Why would you say, oh, you just believe everything Trump says? Well, clearly I don't. Hell, I didn't even support him during the primary. I told you he lied all the time during the primary. He said he lied about DeSantis all the time. You don't think I look into if he's lying about Kamala? Like, you really don't think I look into that? You just think I hear him say something and go, yeah, okay. Must be true. Trump said it. Now, what's that based on? Can you show me examples of me doing that you can base that theory on? No, you can't. Just talking out of your ass. Yeah, a lot of men pushing abortion. It's a real problem. These weak men who push this on these young girls. What women need to hear is, hey, it's going to be fine. And if you need any help, hey, you can reach out to me. That's what women need to hear. No, instead they'll get these abortions, they'll just get depressed, and it's not good. None of it's good. None of it's good. You shouldn't tell people to do things that are bad for them. But they've convinced an entire generation of people that having kids is bad. That you're making a mistake, it's going to ruin your life. You're not going to be able to have a life. Eventually you're going to grow up, though, and you're going to realize that that's all there is to life. And then it's going to be too late. You understand? It'll be too late. Eventually you'll look around and you'll realize there's nobody, everyone's dead, all your friends are dead. You have no children. There's no one to show up and say hi. There's nobody knows who you are. Nobody gives a fuck. You understand? Nobody cares. I think that's why a lot of them are trying to get famous on the internet and do all these things. They're searching for something. They ain't gonna find it on the internet. They want all this attention. I never got on here for attention. I got on here for money. It was never about attention. But I've always got attention. Hell, I was married. I was getting plenty of attention. And I think you can notice the difference in guys that are on here for money or they're on here for just for the hell of it versus the people that are on here for attention. Because the attention, these people go out, the stuff they're doing on here now to get views is crazy. Some of the stuff you see people do, man, people are out of their minds. Some of the videos they're making out in public, harassing random people, trying to get attention. It's crazy. I just wouldn't do something like that. I'm just not going out and fucking with some random guy in the street to make a video. It's like what the fuck? Bro, get a job, bro. Like, just go get a job. If it's that, you that desperate for money and attention, if it's about money, just get a job. I guess it's not about money, though, is it? It's really about the attention. I think a lot of you think it's about money because I read the comments and everybody's like, damn, people do anything for money. I think it's about attention. I think they care more about the views than they do. If you notice, too, I notice it in my comment section. People will say, oh, you're not getting enough views. You're not getting enough views. Who gives a fuck, bro? I just see that as projection. It's like, well, that's what they see this as. This is attention seeking. So that's what they're trying to do. So they care about these view numbers. I could give a fuck less. There's enough people come in here, bro. There's enough. There's enough of these people yapping. Plenty of people. How many people you need? There isn't such thing as too many motherfuckers. Too many eyes on you. There's such a thing as that. I don't know if y'all, some of you so desperate for attention, I don't think you realize there is a number where it's like, this is kind of a headache now, all these people. Fuck. You get to a point you can't even leave your goddamn house. You see some of these guys. That speed guy, okay, fucking goes outside. He goes anywhere in the world he goes. And there's a crowd of fucking children jumping. Going, oh my God! The man can't go nowhere. Remember they had him in one country, like in a crowd, and they were like pulling his hair and shit? What a nightmare. And they can't talk about certain topics. They can't just, it's gay. I'm not censoring myself for fucking followers. Who gives a fuck? It's a bunch of gay shit. It's about time for me to get up and get the fuck out of here, quite frankly. Everyone's an industry plant. I don't believe that, man. I'm telling you, I don't buy that at all. I think a lot of these guys are just like you and me, and they just got famous. Because they just grinded on there. And they're naturally entertaining. So they, you know, he's naturally entertaining. Can't say he's not. Why wouldn't a guy like that get a following? I could do the same thing as him. I just don't want that. I don't want to deal with all that. I'll just go to work. That's just me. I'm just going to go to work. Less of a headache. I could have went on TMZ. I could have done all that. And you'd be saying I'm an industry plant. That's what you'd say. You'd say, oh, Smokey's one. He's fake too. He's goddamn. Yeah, they'd never let me get famous because I'd say too many dumb things in these interviews and I'd fuck it up. They'd never even air it. I'm just not gonna censor myself. Don't see a point. It's gay. And then you got to go to P. Diddy's party and get fucked in the butt. There's a whole process. A whole process that you got to go through. And I'm going to be honest with you. It don't sound worth it to me. I'm just going to go to work. Get fucked in the ass by P. Diddy or go to work. I'm going to work. I like my job, so whatever. I'll go to work. Don't bother me. You can get, now some of you gonna let Diddy fuck you in the ass. You're gonna be like, I'm tired of going to work. I'm real tired of this job and this work and all this. I'm gonna let P. Diddy get it. You know, Smokey, don't judge me. But you know. Hey, maybe you're right. I've been sitting at home, you know. I just got back to work, so maybe you're right. Maybe in a couple of years I'll be like, you know what? Let Diddy fuck me in the butt. I can get out of this. You gotta understand, some people are ready to sell the fuck out, bro. You can't even blame some of these people. They're ready to sell out. They're ready to take that check and tell you to vote Kamala. They are. They hate people. You know how much you gotta hate people to do that? You really gotta hate motherfuckers to do some shit like that. Tell them to vote Kamala. That's some real hatred of your fellow man. Real hatred. Man, I was gonna go to the gym before I went to work, but forgot about it until just now. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Well, fuck is that shit? I'm a Camala Harris door knocker. I go around the neighborhood, knock on doors, try to get them to vote Kamala. It's the hardest job I've ever had. Cause I can't get none of these people to. One guy told me to get the fuck off his property. Pulled a gun on me. He said, "Get the fuck out of here. Get your ass out of here. Get off my property right now, liberal." That's what he said. He said, "If you don't get your ass off my property right now, liberal, I'm going to put 2 in you." I said, damn. I ain't playing. Goddamn communist. Sir, she's not a communist. Sir. Her daddy was, though. That's weird, ain't it? Daddy was a communist. Huh. You know what they say? The apple don't far fall from the tree. You know what? If Donald Trump's daddy was a Nazi, I bet that would matter. Oh, I bet it would matter real, boy. So, hey, this matters too. I don't make the rules. I just play by them. Somebody else wrote these rules, so don't blame me. That's why I like arguing with them on the mic, because I know what I can say to get them going. I know the questions I can ask make their brain short circuit. And he's like, "Well, that's different. That would be different." Now, why would that be different? Because deep down, they support communist ideas. They don't see communism and Nazis as like an equal bad thing. They don't see it. That's the problem right there. They keep trying to paint you as this Nazi, some evil person, all this shit. But the reality is they support communism. The reality of it. can assure you, if Trump Daddy was a Nazi, we would not hear the end of that. They'd be talking about that all day. You gotta learn to play by their rules. You gotta learn to stop being angry about the rules that they set and start playing by them. That's the way to beat them. Because they've set all these rules out, and the problem is everything they do is a big contradiction to the rules. They don't even go by the rules. Some people get it, like, and they can't stand those people. Like fucking Matt Walsh done made 2 movies, made a fool of them. That's why they hate him so much. You gotta understand, the people they hate the most are the most effective people. They don't mean they're perfect. That's another thing these children can't seem to understand. Just because a guy's good at some stuff don't mean he's good at everything. Or he knows everything either. Yeah, you gotta grow up a little bit. One day you'll stop thinking like a kid, you'll think like a grown-ass man, and you'll be better off. And then you'll go to work. It's like that one retard that was in here the other day. Well, hard work don't get you anything. All right, we'll keep going to work every day and slacking off and not doing a goddamn thing. And let me know how it goes. Let me know how it goes for you. Because I've been a manager and I know what we try to do to motherfuckers like you. We cut their hours and get you the fuck out of there because ain't nobody want to work with you, because I don't want to work with somebody that ain't trying to work. You just making my job harder, man. That's the reason I gotta work so hard, because you ain't doing your job. We won't get technical about it. If you would just work at a normal pace and quit acting like the world's against you. I seen some motherfucker, bro. Remember when they was on the internet saying, we need $15 an hour, then we'll be happy. We'll need 15. Now a lot of them get 15, and that ain't enough. I don't get paid enough. And I see some of the jobs they're doing for 15. Man, you getting paid enough to do that? Quit crying, man. Quit crying. Grow up. It's such a childish thing. To accept a job, accept a wage, and then start crying about it. And maybe grow some balls and speak up for yourself if you think you ain't making enough. Go tell the fucking manager. That's what I've always done. And then you say, what do I got to do to get a fucking raise around here? Huh? What's it take? I don't know what. And they're going to tell you. They're going to say some shit. And then you just go do that. Call their bluff. They're going to give you some impossible task. And then you go complete it. You tell them to suck your dick. Done it many times. What time is it? That's not the polls I'm seeing. I saw a poll this morning. It was not good for her. She was like +2. +2 is not good. I hope y'all realize that. +2 for Kamala is not good. You're dealing with oversampled polls where they're oversampling Democrats. And you also got to realize she's going to win the popular vote probably. That's all these polls are going on. I'm talking about electoral college here. It's a very close election. That's what the polls are showing. Because +2 Kamala is not good. Polls like that ain't good. Everyone's trying to act like this is going to be some big landslide in either direction. It's not. It's not. Certainly not going to be a landslide for Kamala. There's no way Kamala gets more votes than Biden. There's no way. None of you can even make the case for that happening. But you're acting like it's going to happen. It's funny. You can't make the case. You got to make the case. Well, the polls say that's not. They don't prove nothing, man. Polls are going to be all over the place. They're going to be fluctuating this back and forth. They're going to be. People was like, well, on Polly market, she's winning. Well, yeah, a week ago Trump was, and you didn't have nothing to say about that. So what the fuck are you talking about, man? If that's a sign of who's winning the election, then Trump was winning that shit a week ago. And you was coming in here saying Kamala was winning. You was saying the same thing you're saying now. Y'all really don't think I notice this shit, do you? I still see more than y'all, even though I work and go to the gym and everything else. I still see more shit than y'all. Now, a few years ago, imagine how much shit I saw every day. Come get it. Now, I know y'all hear this. Here you go. Molly, Miracle! Molly! Come on. Molly. Enjoy those bones. Enjoy them bones. Long lasting chew didn't even last fucking 30 minutes last night. It says long lasting on the package. And I thought, oh, this will last a while then, huh? Yeah. I'm sure it will. Alright, we gotta get out of here. Start making the journey. It's a long journey. It's a long journey. A long, long journey. Shit. Fucking dogs need water. I wonder if they sell some down there at the gas station. Go get that shit.
Come on, Marshall. Out. Come on. Out. 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 Step aside. Step aside. I gotta go get you water.
Yeah, they gotta sell a gallon down there.
I'm not emptying this fucking backpack to put that bottle in there. I'll just buy some. Fuck. Fuck. Dude, they're gonna have a nervous breakdown if Trump wins. It's inevitable. How can you not see it? It's inevitable. It was inevitable the day he lost. Told you. It's just inevitable. Something you gotta accept. That's what I have to do. Oh shit, what's this? 419, okay. Yeah, get a gallon of this shit. Wait, how much is in that? 1 gallon is... There's a gallon too. I'll see what's cheaper. Yeah, like 280 wasn't too bad. Drop this off. I gotta go. I got to go. I got to go. Gots to go. Stay right there. Well, you know, that's a legitimate question to ask, too. How's these MAGA motherfuckers gonna react if they lose? Because they be goofy, too, but I don't think they're gonna lose this time. So, but yeah, what are they gonna do? 100%. Damn it. Fuck it, I'm just not wearing the watch. Fuck it, I'm not going back in there and getting that. Time. There's just not enough time. I gotta be there in 40 minutes. Gotten a little too close. 40 minutes to bike, 10 miles. I mean, it can be done. But you gotta have the will, the courage. Only then can it be done. You gotta fly down this road, put your life on the line. You saw me going. Yeah, I gotta blow my fucking nose. Wait, what the fuck? Alright, I'm hopping off here. Can't even read the chat anyway. I'll be live later tonight.